Hi, I'm Rudosa, and this is my Behind the Headphones feature. I'd say it was when I went to watch Tiesto when I was around 15 at Nation and Cream. Just first rave, friends had been showing me clips of video on his DVD launch, and then he was on for Nation's Cream's 14th birthday, so I was 15 I think, went down and just fell in love with the whole idea of being a DJ. I've not really stopped pursuing it since then. It's just been one constant journey and challenge. First of all, it's got to be the 4 to the floor, so the repetitive beat that helps drive any, doesn't matter what nation, language, sex, colour, anything, it'll drive. That 4 to the floor is almost animalistic, so it pushes people. And then obviously the elements on top is where your own personal taste and flavour comes in. So yeah, it doesn't matter where you're from and what you're into, that's how you can have fans all around the world with electronic music. Tough question. I think you need a bit of everything, but you can get lucky just on the music. It just depends on, one record can make a career. It can literally just go like that and blow up. So I mean, the key thing is making the right records. And then of course, if it's not just happening straight away, you have to use the social media channels, network a lot, make sure you're hanging around with the right labels and working hard. Simple. It's got to be, put the hours in and you'll get the rewards. A few things I'm proud of really. I'd say one was last summer, having Richie Horton come down to the studio and check out what we've built in my DJ school and also my music, and just chatting and getting to know him. Other things is joining an agency, Black Sheep, which I'd targeted for a long time, and it was always not quite the right time, and then eventually the music started popping off and yeah, it became the right time to join that agency, and then the gigs started coming in. So yeah, targets and working towards things always as well. So initially I looked around and I was with my current manager now. He was looking after my bookings, and we always kind of knew that there was a target out there, a different agency, a more techno based agency, and Black Sheep was the one that was kind of leading the way. It was underground and cool, but it also had some more mainstream acts on there as well. So yeah, it was just kind of a point of making connection with them, making sure they knew that it was a target of mine. Spoke to Harold quite a lot about that, and then yeah, eventually it was the right time. They kind of come back and said, yeah, let's do it. And then unfortunately we were just building up a nice run of gigs, and then this year's not been so great, so I'm excited to get back to work. So I played a gig in Edinburgh, and I think it was a 3-hour set, going well, get about 2 hours in, and all of a sudden the sound in I'm thinking it starts crunching, the sound in the club just goes weird, total contrast. I'm looking at the promoter going, what's that? And then all of a sudden there's this like, hello, like over a microphone, and someone's got into the sound technician booth at the back of the room and started DJing off the nut on all the stuff. And then they were shouting over the microphone going, hello, is everyone having a good time tonight? And everyone's looking at me going, is this me? So I just like turned the music off and just had to walk off. And then I think the bouncers gripped him and dragged him out. And someone told me after it was an old sound technician who'd worked there before, who'd come out for a night out, pissed, and he'd gone in the booth and started going radar. So that was weird, really weird. My mate came with me that night and he was off his head as well, and he's looking at me going, what is going on? Especially with my music when it's so heavy as well. Like, it was like people just stood around and he's going, hello, is everyone having a good time? I just couldn't believe it. Oh man. I don't know, I'd say always finish your music is a good one. A couple of people early on, like, spoke to Laidback Luke, and he just said finish every single track, no matter no matter kind of whether it's you think it's shit or it's not, just finish it, put it on the pile. You'll always be able to pull an element out of it at a later date, or you'll learn something every time you finish one. And it's literally is a numbers game, so the more you do, the better you're going to get. Don't get stuck on a loop too much. So once you've got some ingredients in there, I mean, the main thing is just work on that hook. If you can't sing it back to yourself, or think, if I stop this now, go home and get a shower, and I can't remember what the main hook line is in my record, a lot of the time no one else is gonna remember it. So you're off to a losing start, unless it's more of a tool and you're doing something that's more kind of something that a DJ is just going to play with another 2 records. But if you're looking for something that's going to be a big record and you're trying to make this big record, it needs to be memorable, no matter what genre it's in. It's got to have that bit where someone can say to the mate, "Oh, have you heard that track?" "No, what track?" And then they'll sing it to the mate a little bit, or hum it, you know. So that's a key thing, is make sure you arrange stuff and finish stuff, but don't kind of go out that loop until you've got that main element. And work on that sometimes. Just put a kick in there and work on that main hook line. It could be a vocal loop chopped up, anything that you can just sing back a little bit and give you that feel. Loads of stuff, but I'm running out of things to do. So obviously I run a DJ school in Manchester, so reopening that, making it bigger and better. I've done a sample pack, planned the next few releases on my label, all sorts, literally all sorts. Anything that I could possibly think I need to do that I've not had time to do, I've done it. So yeah, you just gotta, and now I'm just making up new things to do. Okay, so yeah, the school's based in Manchester. I've run it for around probably over 10 years. I don't like to remember how long it's been. Originally I was based above Sankey's, then we moved down the road to have our own building. I have around 4 tutors, all covering different genres. We have different walks of life coming from young kids wanting to just learn because the parents have encouraged it, through to someone who's come back from Ibiza, through to someone who wants to play at a wedding, retired head teachers, you name it, they all want to learn. So it's kind of the new thing, is like it's like the new musical instrument a little bit. So yeah, it's good. Obviously while we were closed, we just worked on designing a new website, looking into new equipment, improving the facilities, so when we have reopened, it's busy again. That is a tough question. Jeff Mills would be a good one, just because he's like the founding father of techno. So yeah, just to learn a little bit of his techniques in the studio, probably using some very old equipment that I've not got. So it'd be awesome to just watch him being the wizard on those. I'd like to do something at some point with Richie Horton, just because the connection's there, and yeah, why not? He's another genius. So yeah, those 2. Set up a new radio show called Moments in Time Radio. It links into my record label. At the moment it's just monthly. It goes out on some syndicated channels, but also on all my channels, so SoundCloud, Mixcloud, the usual stuff. So far it's just been myself. I've had some guests on the last month's show, Hush and Sleep. There's also another guest mix coming up in October from Plex, who's also been on the label. So yeah, keep an eye out. It's all the freshest music from me and from the people on the label. Thanks for checking out my behind the headphones on RRP TV.